Welcome back, Game Replays after that brief musical interlude. I don't know what the fuck that shit is, but you guys asked for it, so I'll do requests. I'm happy to do requests, but Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? Like K-pop bullshit.
Gangnam
Anyway,
Style!
I don't. Where the fuck does this even come from? Why does it have like 100 million views? Anyway, talk less about K-pop and more about what's happening in this series between DevM and Symbiosis, which is, well, we're heading over to Angoville, and I'm pretty sure that Symbiosis has, well, he does have choice after winning 2 previous games in a row, so he has choice for this 3rd game, and he has opted to go for Panzer Elite on Angoville, and I'm sure many of you are sort of head in hands groaning, oh god, PE on Ango, what can DevM do? Is this checkmate or will we see the heroic comeback? Only time will tell.
Yeah, choosing PE on this map might be a stroke of brilliance from Symbiosis. I know that a lot of Wehrmacht players really struggle on this map. You know, if you don't have a really strong cutoff move, guarding it with, you know, MGs or Volks, etc., and cutting off the American supply of resources, it can be very hard focus on only one side of the map because you can't really afford splitting up your Wehrmacht forces most of the games on Angerville.
No, it's you really have to commit to either one side or the other, generally speaking, with a map like this, where it's basically split in 2. So it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out, I think. And I think what people are really going to be wanting to watch is our friend Recon Randy, how he tackles PE on this map. DevM actually recently wrote a guide to fighting PE in the US strat section a little while ago, which is actually a really good read-up for anyone having troubles. That is definitely worth watching or reading even, and some kind person might link it in the chat. But I think we ought to get right into it and see how DevM fares against Symbiosis PE in this game. So if we're at the 5-second mark, going to be unpausing in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9.
DevM instantly comments on the PE choice. He's going, PE, huh? Well, maybe he has a trick up his sleeve here on Angoville. It's like, yeah, I know exactly how to fight PE on this map. And hopefully it's going to be a heroic comeback for DevM side.
Well, you know, the thing about PE, I always think about them fighting PE as being straightforward, but not easy. But it's generally quite predictable what's going to happen with PE. So it's all about how you micro your units as US, and you know, whether you go for. I mean, there's a couple of different things you can do as US. You can go for the faster mate, or you can just make a massive rifle blob, or whatever you fancy. Although I'm pretty sure that DevM is a proponent of the faster mate with the Jeep and lots of pushing and fun stuff like that, because the Jeep is just like uncounterable for PE virtually, unless you get slack.
Yeah, highly micro Jeep like DevM always shows in his games can be a real kicker on a map like Angerville, and especially against PE, you can really chase that cannon around and get a killing shot on it, nerfing the capping capabilities of the PE army very early. But he has opted to go first rifle as usual. Let's see. Yep, Jeep coming out second. Beep beep.
Here comes the Jeep. He's focusing quite heavily on the left-hand side, not choosing to double-side his efforts at all. So that could come back to bite him in the ass if he loses the cutoff. He's going to lose everything. He won't even have the insurance little +5 fuel or +10 munitions, but we'll have to see how it pans out for him. We have some garrison units from Symbiosis here in the strong building next to the cutoff. But overall, it looks like both players are just sticking to their respective sides. And we have another Ketten out, a second Ketten out from Symbiosis. So 2 Kettens and 2 PGs out so far.
Yeah, he went to obviously start with a Ketten, and he went 2 Pigruns and a Ketten. And the 3rd PE squad is now on field as well. With 240 manpower for DevM in the bank, his second rifle should be coming out shortly, or starting producing shortly.
The Jeep
and there is the Jeep harassment.
It totally ignored the PGs, drove straight past him and went straight for where he heard the Ketten Ketten sound and actually prevented the Ketten from capping that plus 16 munitions over there in the corner, forcing it to move over to the left-hand side where it's being met by some engineers and rifles moving away from there. DevM sticking fairly close to his cutoff. He doesn't want to lose it too early on, although it's fairly inevitable that you will lose it at some point versus PE, but it's just a case about how you deal with it.
Yeah, it looks like Symbiosis is stick for a very strong right-hand side focus here, and he's actually basically escorting his Ketting around so that can cap and then chasing off the Jeep with the Pigrans. But he's doing very low damage to the Jeep, as you said. There's no really good fast counter a Jeep opening from American player as a PE player on Angle.